While the presidential race gets the bulk of national attention, there are elections taking place that are much more likely to impact our day-to-day lives. 108 miles south of the White House, Richmond City Hall. It overlooks a city that saw countless protests, the removal of Confederate monuments, and clashes between demonstrators and police in 2020.
We meet force with force.
I apologize for that. It should have never happened.
We don't want an apology. We want your resignation today.
Today marks the start of something new. Richmond, you are my family, and this is our home.
LeVar represents the next generation of leaders.
He's a young person, a young man, and well educated.
Yeah, he can fix all the problems.
Look at me. You know what to see. See a bad mother.
I know we're sitting here and asking you to look into your crystal ball, but if you could write a headline at the end of 2018 for LeVar Stoney in the city of Richmond, what would that be?
I would say confidence restored.
Yeah, I think the last 2 years have been really problematic for Mayor Stoney. He has not had the successes that I think he was counting on to offer as, a feather in his cap.
Mayor, you said that you were not going to raise taxes when you ran for mayor. How could you stand up here before all of us and do this to the people?
It's going to be all about him. I don't even know that the other person matters. I see it as either a pro-Stoney vote or an against him. And I really think it's a him against him in this case, and I think that Ms. Gray may be able to exploit some of that, the feeling. I watched a couple interviews that were, I thought, really telling about people who lived through the protest down there in the fan and how it really affected them. Some people even moved out.
Part of leadership, in your office, you've got good days, you've got bad days. You just keep moving forward, trying to move your city forward, but that was very unique circumstances we had. I thought he did an excellent job. He had to change the leadership of the chief of police.
Police chief shuffle is a, prime proof of absolute lack of leadership. That wouldn't have happened. I don't think that would happen on Doug Wilder's watch. I know it wouldn't have happened on Robert Bob's watch.
This mayor's had 3 police chiefs in 1 week. You saw it right here. I don't have to tell you. 3 in 1 week. How do you do that?
I requested Chief Smith's resignation, and he has tendered.
And we didn't ask for any of this, including me being here.
I am excited about the fact that we will have a new chief in Chief Gerald Smith.
Jeffrey Gray. I'm Kimberly Gray's brother. We were really, really close. We kind of grew up as twins in a way.
Kim is my niece by marriage.
I used to be a constituent in her district, so as my council person.
She's actually a really funny person. She has a very dry wit, she's very quick-witted.
And so because I realized that she had a voice and she had something to say, and it's not so much that she had something to say, but it was how she phrased it. I'm like, this girl she's gonna do something. She's gonna do big things. And I shared that with her. She said, Aunt Vanessa, no, I'm not. I'm just me. I said, there's more to you than you really know.
As your mayor, education will be my top
Growing
priority.
up, our dad was politically active himself. He was politically conservative, very socially liberal, extremely socially liberal, but very conservative. And we'd grow up watching Firing Line and other news programs and things like that on Sundays. And he would talk with us about politics. And with Kim, I think that a lot of that has stuck with her as it has with me. I don't think her political aspirations started coming along until after she started having children and seeing them in school and being somewhat frustrated sometimes with the public school system.
I was tremendously overjoyed that she finally decided that, yes, she was going to run for mayor. She had tremendous support in her district, tremendous support outside of her district, people who said, listen, I need XYZ done. I'm going to call Kim and see if she can make it happen.
I can remember when Kim was working for one of the Richmond banks, and she was approached by a worker about having, being the product of a white mother and an African American father. And she was tongue lashed and was just treated terribly. And I can remember she wrote about that. And it was in one of the Richmond papers of how she was treated. And when I saw that, my heart broke. My heart just broke that she had to experience that. But I believe she took it and she ran with it. And she said then, I believe, I'm going to make a difference.
So Lex and I have, Alexis to y'all, Lex to me, we have been friends since the 2nd grade, and we met in church.
I've known Alexis for years, since she was a little girl, and if I had to describe her in a few words, I'd say she is really bright. I mean, hyper intelligent.
She loves Beyonce, if y'all don't know that. And you probably won't win in a Beyonce argument with her. She had Beyonce birthday parties.
She's a foodie, right? I think we love to eat.
As far as like commitment to Beyonce, you probably can't find anyone that's more committed than her.
Hi, I'm Alexis Rogers. I'm running for mayor.
I remember texting a few people the night that Lexi told me that she was gonna run, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's gonna finally do it. And the first thing that people say is, tell me how to sign up and support, and tell me where I can give. I mean, it was just immediate, because I think anyone who has had any kind of personal contact or history, work-wise, public sector, private sector, believe that Alexis has something special that she can offer the world. And so I think that's why we're seeing the rise of her campaign and the rallying of the community around her to support, is because people who know her believe in what she stands for and believe that she's acting in the best interest of whatever group that she's designated to serve.
Alexis learned her own path in politics from experiencing the things that she knew was wrong, or that she knew needed to change, or that she knew needed to progress as she continued to grow and develop. There are some people that are mature and wise beyond their age, right? And she's mature and wise beyond her age. And again, with that like thoughtful, skilled, and calculated responses that she always gives, that you don't usually get out of someone for her age, right? So she's taken the time, she sat under the tutelage of other people as well, to begin to develop the person that she is, the mature person that she is, wise beyond her age.
My parents had 9 children. I was the 4th. And LeVar's father was the 8th. And so I'm his older uncle, well, his oldest uncle living now.
I've always looked up to my brother. LeVar has always been amazing. Like we were always very competitive. I was definitely always the better athlete of the two. I want to say LeVar knew he wanted to be in politics about the age of 8. He started checking out books from the library and reading books about presidents, and then he got infatuated with JFK.
They used to form governments in the backyard. Seriously, they used to form governments in the backyard and have elections. I was like, what are y'all doing? And LeVar would be the mayor at times, and Chris was his secretary or whatever. And they would have papers, and they were truly playing business.
During the pandemic, my top priorities as mayor have been protecting lives and supporting.
Politics, I believe, in any major political office, it takes 2 terms in order for you to be effective. Because that first term, you're inheriting and you're answering for the other guy. And now, once you got everything in place, you've got your legs under you. So I think a second term for him, I think that's when you're really going to see the beauty of what this kid could bring.
My brother's going through a very tough time, and even the little comments that I see now on Facebook and Instagram, it's flat out disrespectful at times, but it's the nature of the beast. It's what he signed up for. So I let him deal with it the way that he needs to deal with it. But most people couldn't handle that type of criticism. If I was a betting man, I would definitely bet on my brother. That is the horse that you want to bet on right now.